No northerner who intends to vote for a southern president in 2027 will vote for any southerner other than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I'll explain why. Because in Nigerian politics, in our system, we practice something called zoning. Now, zoning may not be in the Constitution, it may not be written law, but it is practiced because it is the way we ensure that everyone feels like they're a part of the government. You know, our Constitution talks about federal character, and so that presupposes that then we must have zoning. If we're talking about federal character, we're talking about positions being shared. Now, the reason why I made that statement about northerners only voting for a southern candidate in Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027 is simple. For the last couple of years, since 1999, our return to democracy, we've always had the system of 8 years for the North, 8 years for the South. And that's the way it has been. It was a bit disrupted when late President Umar Musa Yar'Adua died, but then we quickly came back and the system is moving smoothly again. And you will all recall that it is this zoning issue that led to the almost death of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Because remember, in 2023, after 8 years of late President Muhammadu Buhari, the PDP zoned its presidential ticket to the north again, giving former Vice President Atiku Abubakar the ticket for the election in 2023. And that led to disaffection within the PDP and with, of course, people like the former governor of Rivers State, who is now the minister of the FCT, leading the charge, refusing to accept that relegation of the South at the time when it was the turn of the South. I remember at that time the argument that Atiku and his supporters brought in the PDP was that, you know, let's leave the primaries open. May the best man win. And the southern members of the PDP were displeased with that because it was a known precedent. If the seat is zoned to the north, no southerners take the form. If the seat is zoned to the south, no northerners take the form. Now, I've gone to great lengths to explain this zoning matter because something has come up that's caught my attention. This promise that some politicians are making going into the presidential race, saying that they will serve only one term. Don't believe it. It's not going to happen. Don't believe that promise. The truth is, the Constitution, Section 137, subsection 1B, says that, you know, a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of president if he has been elected to such office at any 2 previous elections. And that is what gives every presidential candidate the option of serving 2 terms. So when a man makes a promise to you, an oral promise, wishing away a right that is freely given to him under the Constitution, if you wish, you can believe it. No oral or written promise can wish away a right freely given in the Constitution. The Constitution says you are entitled to 2 terms. So if you follow somebody, you vote for the person or you campaign for the person and the person is telling you he's only going to do 1 term, please realize that if he changes his mind, the Constitution allows him to do so. At best, what he has promised you will be an immoral thing, not an illegal thing. And that brings me to this question. Why are people promising 1 term? In 2025, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amaechi had promised that if he was going to contest in 2027, he would only do one term. And then lately, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has also come out to reiterate the fact that he will only serve one term. Why do you think they are promising to serve only one term? It's a very clear reason. And that's what I alluded to at the beginning of this video. They know that if they don't say that, the likelihood of them getting any ticket is wild. Who wants a fresh Southern candidate in 2027 who will be entitled to 8 years? Because that's what it will be. If any other Southerner comes out now, that Southerner will be entitled to a fresh 8 years, which will then mean 12 years of the South. That is assuming Bola Ahmed Tinubu loses the election in 2027. If another Southern candidate emerges, that is a fresh 8 years for the South. A lot of Northerners I'm speaking with now, a lot of Northerners are posting this out there. Backing a fresh Southerner in 2027 means that the ticket will not return to the North in 2031. And that's why I made bold to say that no Northerner, especially those who want the presidential ticket to return to the North in 2031, will take the chance to vote for any other Southern candidate except Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I stand to be corrected. And finally, I know some of you are going to come for me and say, you know, yes, some Northerners don't mind voting for a fresh Southerner. They will be in the minority. That's the truth. Because zoning remains with us. We can't do away with it. You know, we can't, because of the whims and caprices of people from the zone that is not nominating currently, we can't do away with that. It is here to stay. It is the way that all Nigerians feel that they have a say in the story of the country, in the governance, in the government of the day. So anyone who thinks that zoning is going to go away and that in 2027, you know, if a northern candidate is nominated, he will defeat the southern candidate. A lot of people feel very strongly about that. I've heard people say, even if you are not totally happy with the person that is there, let the zoning remain. It is a way for everyone to feel that they're part of this federal republic.